Let's just do a bit of a radio station tutorial. Again, episode's brainwashed, and um, the topic is brainwashing people. And therefore, um, if you're playing the game right now, so this is how I understand. Okay, so this will be, I guess, a bit of a tutorial. But again, this game models real life, so consider the implications of this. Actually, let's before I go into the game mechanics, I'm going to do a bit of background theory because I think it's more entertaining this way rather than go to a technical explanation. Um, the theory is that if you brainwash people enough, they'll live in an environment that's subpar and not complain about it as much because the brainwashing convinces you that certain things you must accept in life, like a rich guy having 7 cars is justifiable because they're the ones who pay the radio DJs. And having your garbage bin not available for a month is okay as well. But because you have a radio telling you this, you don't get as angry about it. And history has shown, and various studies in the world have shown, that places without brainwashing in effect will become angrier. Like they'll just say, "What's going on here?" There's no explanation from it. Someone's stealing from me. Someone's taking all the profits from my labor and keeping it for themselves and not sharing. And the radio station's there, and it actually works. That's the thing, that people will actually fall for this. That they'll accept the lesser outcome in life due to propaganda, right? So in this game, uh, there's basically 3 sources of loyalty, and loyalty is a big thing. Um, let's just see if we can find a worker here, just a random worker, and see if we can hover over them. Okay, this person here is 46 years old. They're going to live to 78, apparently. Somehow they know that. And they're at 67% productive. From what I understand, and that's a big part, like the happiness is part of it, getting their basic needs taken care of. But there's also a built in loyalty mechanic which uh, factors into that productivity. So, productivity is a byproduct of basic needs taken care of plus loyalty. And there's really only 3 sources of loyalty in the game. One are the monuments. So when you start out, you want to make these eternal flame obelisks. This is a monument to suburbanites, I guess, but the one is called Eternal Flame Obelisk in the game itself. I sometimes rename my buildings. And um, you want to start with, because those are free, but if you get the technology later, the red star monument's much better because it's more loyalty in a much wider range. And from what I understand, that can get you up to like a third of your loyalty, these monuments. You could probably put a few others in a few areas here and there to maximize your monument loyalty. And again, it increases productivity. So this is why the radio station is pretty important, because it's a multiplier on how much work all your people do. So another third of that is the radio station. And by default, this Soviet propaganda, I believe, is not available. So when you first build it, you have to, in order to do Soviet propaganda, you have to research in the research tree. Um, let's just find that real quick. Scroll super fast and find it. Is this right here? Influence of radio broadcast. So in it, to get the radio, first you got to get the radio signal broadcasting through the technical university, then through the communist university. You got to research this technology. So technical lets you build the building, but communist lets you unlock this one. So if you've been following the series, you understand how culture, education, alcohol, sports, and religion work. But loyalty is not really explained in it. So this, because all our other basic needs were kind of taken care of in the way we set up our city, the one we like, this lets us do maximum loyalty because everything else should be 100% anyways, right? And just a side note, you'll notice the religious one's backwards. So rather than it adding more religious happiness like the church does, it dissuades the importance of the church itself. So it's like an anti-church. But the problem is, if you don't build around a church, and you go like this, you don't have enough resources for loyalty, and you got to build another station. So because we were smart and built around the church early in the series, we can go with pure brainwashing, pure Soviet propaganda. All like they got their cult. Everything else is taken care of in the city. We got this sports hall. We got this cinema. We got the best mall. We got like these are the three best of each type building. We gave them the three best, and therefore, and they got the big church, right? Like the biggest church you can get. We don't good education. We don't have any surplus of we're not short on any educators. Everything's working hunky dory, as they say. So the only thing left is to do Soviet propaganda to increase the loyalty, which is that one third. Like there's one third monuments, one third radio, and the other third is later on. Once we get the ability to do it, is of course the television station. And if you play the game, you can probably see it in your build menu. But then we need um, a few more technologies for that to all work. But for now, we're just gonna work on getting our uh, radio station full. Once we're regularly manning this thing at max capacity, like our population's big enough, we'll start researching the television. But you don't typically want to have them both done at once, because if you don't build the apartment buildings, just like our idiot politicians currently do, rather than build enough housing for people, they just look at the profit they can make in the short term and they collapse everything. That's an economic imperial overstretch. It's in game theory, well understood. You will lose if you try your uh, um, view of just always getting the latest greatest technology and not considering the logistics of filling the building. You're going to lose at the game. I'm just telling you right now, you will lose at the game, and your society in real life will lose if you do that. So anyways, yeah, that's a bit of a tutorial on the radio station there.